They called it a comet, an icy body coming from the depths of interstellar space, crossing the solar system in absolute silence. But what if it wasn't just a comet? What if 3I Atlas was something constructed, a machine, a probe, a messenger from another civilization? In April 2019, the Atlas surveillance system in Hawaii detected something strange, an object moving too fast, coming from nowhere and going nowhere. Calculations showed that its trajectory was not elliptical like that of common planets and comets, but hyperbolic, which means only one thing. It came from outside our solar system. And from there, the mystery began. A mystery that would make even the most skeptical scientists start to wonder, what if we are not only observing the universe, but being observed as well? In 2019, the scientific world celebrated the discovery of a new interstellar visitor, 3I Atlas. But within a few weeks, the data began to show anomalies. Its rotation, brightness, and tail did not behave like those of a traditional comet. Some astronomers reported unexplained changes in speed, as if something were controlling its trajectory. Others noticed that the nucleus seemed too dense, with light reflection incompatible with a body of ice and dust. And then a question began to echo. Are we facing a comet or a camouflaged alien probe? Harvard physicist Avi Loeb rekindled this flame of curiosity when he published a study questioning the nature of 3I Atlas. According to him, there is a real chance that the object is a technological artifact, perhaps even a hostile one, silently observing humanity. 2 years earlier, the world had already been surprised by another visitor, the mysterious Oumuamua. It also had an interstellar trajectory and anomalous behavior, without releasing gases, without a tail, but accelerating inexplicably, as if propelled by something invisible. When Oumuamua moved away and disappeared, no one could explain it. And now, with 3I Atlas, everything seemed to repeat itself. But this time the visitor came with a tail, with a glow, with the perfect disguise. And that's when many began to speculate. Could Oumuamua have been the scout and 3I Atlas the main probe? An initial reconnaissance, followed by a more detailed investigation. The timing pattern between the two seemed too suspicious to be a coincidence, and science, which had previously scoffed at these ideas, was now beginning to hesitate. 3I Atlas followed such a precise route that it left astronomers confused. It entered our solar system from a direction almost perpendicular to the plane of planetary orbits, as if it had chosen a trajectory that avoided collisions. During its approach, it passed through regions where human probes had been launched decades ago, as if it were collecting data on our technological reach. Coincidence or strategic observation? And the strangest thing, at a certain point, the brightness of 3I Atlas increased without explanation, even without being close enough to the sun to justify the evaporation of gases. It was as if something inside it had been activated. Soon after, it disintegrated, or at least that's what we were told. The hypothesis of Loeb and other researchers is simple and frightening. 3I Atlas did not disintegrate. It only changed shape. According to this theory, the breakup observed by telescopes could have been a controlled separation, releasing smaller fragments, perhaps interstellar microdrones, invisible to our radars. These fragments could be, at this very moment, discreetly orbiting between Mars and Jupiter, observing our solar system and sending information to a distant point in the galaxy. What if this hypothesis is true? Then the first civilization to observe Earth with advanced technology has been here for years, not in gigantic spaceships, but in disguised comets. Despite public interest, direct observations of 3I Atlas have been mysteriously scarce. Some NASA and ESA reports were delayed or kept under internal review, and several high-resolution images were never released to the public. Conspiracy theorists claim there is more data than is disclosed, including spectral readings that would show an unusual metallic composition, incompatible with common comets. Others claim that 3I Atlas may have transmitted short-duration electromagnetic pulses during its approach, detected by radio telescopes and subsequently classified. Officially, none of this has been confirmed, but also, nothing has been firmly denied. If the 3I Atlas is really a probe, what would its purpose be? Some believe it is merely observational, a scientific emissary, like the Voyager probe sent from Earth, but on a galactic scale. Others, however, see a darker side. They believe the object was sent to collect data on emerging civilizations, identify planetary resources, or even monitor human technological advancement, to decide if we are a threat. This idea is reinforced by the name itself, Atlas, which ironically comes from the system that discovered it, but which, in Greek myth, is the Titan who holds up the sky, a guardian, or a spy of the stars. If this theory is correct, 3I Atlas may have been the first message received from cosmic intelligence, a message without words, without sounds, without flashing lights, but encoded in movement, silence, and intention. Perhaps it came not to attack, but to observe the behavior of a species that is beginning to gaze into the infinite. Perhaps for a much older civilization, humanity is still just a point of curiosity, a distant experiment. And if that's the case, then the true impact of 3I Atlas wasn't physical, it was psychological. It was a reminder that we are not alone, and that someone, somewhere, already knows we are here. 3I Atlas may have disappeared, but the doubt it left behind continues to orbit human minds. Was it just a comet? Or first contact, silent, invisible, and impossible to ignore? Perhaps the truth is hidden among the fragments that still float in space. Or perhaps it's waiting for the right moment to return. Until then, every time you look at the sky, remember, not everything that seems natural was born from nature. If the universe is truly infinite, then the silence between the stars is not empty. It is merely the breath of something much greater, observing from afar.